What is going on, everybody? My name is Dallas and I make over $10,000 per month flipping couches. We're here at my retail store, Cloud Comfort Couches, outside of Charleston. And in today's video, we're gonna teach you how to make over $10,000 per month flipping couches. So I see a lot of videos out there, a lot of channels dedicated to sort of vlogging the experience of flipping furniture, but I don't see a lot about how to actually make and start your own business. And we're not talking about how to go find a used couch on the side of the road, pick it up and refurbish it and sell it for $100 profit. That's not what we do here. Instead, I teach you how to build an actual furniture business from the ground up. So before we get started, I'd like to invite you to head over to the Six Figure Couch Flipper community, where we have all the insider tips and tricks that you would need to scale your business. Not only that, but you get access to myself as well as other full-time professionals that do furniture and couch flipping for a living. So head on over to school.com/the Six Figure Couch Flipper. Let's get into actually making money. Today we're gonna go step by step on how you can make over $10,000 a month flipping couches. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring you into my dashboard right here. We started towards the middle of February and it is June right now. We've made $46,375 in gross profit directly from Stripe. We do take cash. We do have a Shopify store that we also do other payment transactions on. So we are well on our way to make over six figures this year. You can see the graph I have here. We started right here in February. Boom, we broke $10,000 starting in the middle of February. March, we beat that. Boom, we're here at about $12,000. April, we took a break here on Stripe because we were getting our other payment module set up that I just mentioned, mostly our Shopify store. So after we were done doing most of our transactions via Shopify and cash in April, we're back in May for over $13,000 there. So how do we do it? I'm going to show you how. So when most people think about couch flipping or furniture flipping in general, they picture, or they've been told to go on Facebook Marketplace and find things that people are giving for free. Most of the time they're run down on the side of the road. They require a lot of attention. They might have bed bugs. They have lots of smells. I never went in that direction. And that's how I've been able to easily scale over $10,000 a month by selling furniture. So I would highly recommend avoiding doing the traditional couch furniture flipping way, which is going out and shopping on Craigslist for free things, or people selling something for very cheap. That's a very slow way to make your money. So what is the right way to make good money? The right way is by starting your own brand. And you hear that everywhere now. Everyone starts their own business, everyone starts their own brand, but it becomes much more powerful when you have multiple ways to sell your product. And not only that, you look a lot more professional. Everyone's very aware of the flipping culture right now. So people know what you're doing. When you get something very cheap, they look horrible, and you try to sell it for a higher price, you're very likely to fail if you go that route. So the first thing we do is we go to LegalZoom and we register our business. So you can name it whatever you'd like. The name doesn't really matter too much. We're just trying to get a legal way to source our product. So you go here, you pay a few $100s to start an LLC. Did I mention starting this up is very cheap? It's not free, but it's very cheap as opposed to the overhead that it takes to start other businesses. So we have to register a business here. And the reason we have to do that is because in able to legally source our furniture, we have to do it via a resale certificate from a legitimate business. So to get your retail certificate, or rather your retail license in this case, the actual certificate will come later from where we source our product. But I'm in South Carolina, so the website is mydoorway.gov. I assume your state will have a similar website here. So this is mydoorway.sc.gov. And what that is essentially your state registry for your small businesses. And so here in the business tax application, this is where we want to go. And you will use your LLC and your new tax ID number to get your license. It's really simple. And this is usually a $30 to $50 fee depending on your state. So after we do that, we can begin to source our furniture. I started on B-Stock. You may have heard of this before and then not have proceeded to go with B-Stock because it requires a little more effort, i.e. registering your business and getting your resale license. So now that we have your business established, you have your retail license ready to go. That way you can get your resale certificate from B-Stock. We're going to go to the Costco wholesale section of B-Stock, and this is where we're going to source our furniture. So the reason I picked Costco is because it's a bit less common than the others. You see a lot of the other retailers that you see their product a bit more, and it's just a lot common, a lot cheaper. Costco has a little bit more of an exclusive factor to it because you need a membership, and most people just don't seem to shop, and a lot of people just don't seem to shop at Costco as much, or perhaps the products are more rare than the products you see elsewhere. So that's why I chose Costco, and I've had a lot of success with it. So there are several sections here. We're going to go to home furnishings, and here we are. You'll see whatever listings are available for that week, or rather that day. Each and every day there's a new bid except on the weekends. So we are going to pick the best fit for us. You're most likely going to start off with an LTL shipment, which is less than truckload, because unless you have a place big enough to receive and store all of that inventory, you're going to need a much smaller shipment. And also it should be significantly cheaper. And this is how I got started as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and select LTL here. And you'll quickly find anytime you're dealing with shipping and moving this product, shipping is a huge factor. So you want to bid in a place that's closest to you if possible. For me, I'm in South Carolina, so I try to do College Park, Atlanta, Georgia, Florida, and I've gone as far as Texas, but I don't do anything from the West Coast or the Northeast, simply because getting it out to me would be too expensive and cuts into my margins way too much. So again, there's nothing wrong. Like, this has a dining set. So these will be mixed. However, I usually go for the ones that have mostly sectionals, like this one right here. We can see there's 0 bids on here. So this is exactly what we want to see. So what I like to do is you can go here and see how much these sectionals sell for new. I actually do a quick Google search to make sure this price is relevant. So I search with Google here. We want to make sure this is something that is currently selling at the price they list it for. Occasionally they list it for a bit higher, but we want the accurate listing price to make sure what we pay is in direct correlation with the amount we can sell it for and still make a profit. So yes, this is still selling at $2,000, which is absolutely perfect. So this would be the perfect beginner shipment. And the reason for that is I usually like to take this unit retail price, divide it by 2. So I add all of these up, divide it by 2, and that's really about the base margin we can expect in revenue. And also, of course, we're going to factor in the shipping costs and deduct that as well. And usually that's pretty spot on with how much that you will make. So the way that you find your shipping costs is it usually has it here. Yep, so this would be $590 for me. So I'm just going to do some quick math here just to show you how I personally do it, and it's always worked out for me. So 2,200 plus 2,000 plus 1,900 plus 870. So after adding all of the unit retail prices for these and dividing it by 2, because we're going to resell it for at least half of the retail price, and the reason we're going to do that is to try and make up for, of course, any damages that we may have. And that's also why you really want to go through and inspect if possible. If I see anything that sticks out from the get-go that it might be really damaged, I'll just avoid that shipment, unless it's just an insignificant item that I'm not really going to make much off of anyway. Typically, we will make most of our money off of the ones that are worth more. So even though this is retailed for $2,200, if it's in really good condition when I get it, I can sell it for $1,500 instead of $2,200 divided by 2, right? So I will get a little bit more on that. But likewise, I might end up selling these cheaper ones for a little bit less than 50% of their retail value. So our goal is, of course, to average out at least 50% of what the entire shipment is worth. And so far on every shipment I've had, that really hasn't been a problem. Only if you don't do your due diligence beforehand by really trying to inspecting these pictures, it can be difficult, but we can trust that most of these are in pretty decent condition. Based on the condition of the pallets, I only bid on A and B condition. I never go to C and D, or of course, new in box would be preferable as well, but those are a bit harder to win, especially if you're new at this. There are a few secrets to winning the bids that I go a bit more in detail with at the Six Figure Couch Flipper course. So if you want to go a lot more in detail, then be sure to sign up for the Six Figure Couch Flipper course at the sixfigurecouchflipper.com. We go a lot more in detail, plus you have a lot more access to me directly with any questions you may have, and the growing community of people just like you that are looking to make six figures from flipping furniture. So based on the worth that I have here, I subtracted the shipping cost as well, which is I'm looking to make about $3,290 minus the cost that I bid for. So honestly, I would start off the bid. They tell you to go ahead and put your maximum bid on here. We'll go through techniques later, as I mentioned before. But for now, I think the max I would want to bid on this shipment and still make a good profit is $1,000, maybe $1,300. That would be worth it for me to deal with this shipment. This is a small shipment. Of course, we only have 5 items to sell here, which means, right. So yeah, if we only bid $1,000 and we sold all of these for what we want to sell them at, we'd make $458 per item, which is pretty good. That's really what we're looking at. So I wouldn't bid more than $1,000 on this shipment. Right now there are 0 bids, so it's highly likely you could win this at $1,000 or less. So next, of course, after you go through and win your bid, I'm not going to personally bid on this. And the reason is, if you can see here, I have plenty of inventory in my store that I'm working on selling now. I don't have room for any more inventory, so I'm not going to waste my time right now. In the future, I will probably do an even more in-depth course again when we go deeper into the bidding process and how I do it to win bids. I'll be sure to go ahead and place the bid and we'll go through the entire process. This is just a general overview on how to start and grow your business, giving you some insider tricks that I've used myself to scale my business. Again, most people start off with furniture flipping and they just try and find something on the side of the road and clean it up. And I'm just like, no, don't waste your time. This is how we make money. So after you go through all of these listings and find the one that's best for you and you bid on it, eventually you're going to win on the bid. It's really not that hard. You may not win the first time. Don't be discouraged. You'll find out some tricks on your own to help win those bids as time moves on. But make sure when you finally win and they email you for delivery, make sure you let them know that a lift gate is necessary. You don't want to deal with having to climb up in a semi truck and bring the pallet to the ground and all that good stuff. With the LTL shipments, the lift gate is always necessary. The driver will bring it out for you and put it where you want it, which is exactly what we want. Now, when we take apart the shipments, we're inspecting for any damage. We're going to immediately take photos of those damage, preferably when the driver delivers it. Take photos of any damage you can see through the wrap and notate it on the bill of lading. And you'll want to keep that bill of lading because when and if we need to submit for damages, you're going to need that information. Now, after we've documented and taken photos of any damages, personally, I just like to clean off the stains myself. I use a steam cleaner I got from Target. They have a ton of them that make the job a bit easier. But any rips or any heavy damage, I don't mess with. Personally, that's also what differentiates what I teach from others on the internet. They're going and getting sewing kits and sewing stuff up and all that. I personally would rather just take $100 off the price, let them know, hey, this is still a beautiful piece. It has this little tear in it from shipping. And 99% of the time, no one really cares because if they're on Facebook Marketplace, they're looking for a deal anyway. So being that we're providing good deals on Facebook Marketplace for people, again, most of them don't care about little tears as long as the product in general is really nice. And 90% of the time, it's always a hit. Now, keep in mind, we're going to be taking photos and listing this on Facebook Marketplace primarily. There are other ways to sell this. Craigslist and a few of the other little apps, they don't work quite as well as Facebook Marketplace. You'll have to weed out a lot of people asking you if it's available and ghosting you, but that's fine. That's completely normal. But you don't want to misrepresent your listing. You want everything to go fantastic, because what really helps you out on Marketplace is over time, you'll start getting those reviews. Whether they're positive or negative, it's going to affect you wholeheartedly in the future of your business. So we want 5-star reviews all the way around. Don't be afraid when you're connecting with someone. Make sure you ask for that review, because it's going to help you rank higher and it's going to help you sell your products when people read through your reviews. Always get a video. Always get pictures in natural sunlight if possible. You don't really want to have it inside, of your storage unit in the dark. That doesn't really showcase your product well. We have to try and showcase the product in the best light possible. Take the videos, because that helps differentiate it as well. And of course, always respond to your customers within 5 minutes or less if possible. Even if a lot of them will just never respond to you, that's okay. Because eventually, one of them, and by eventually I mean usually within a week, I usually sell 1 couch per week. One of these per week is a good kind of idea. If you're not getting any hits, then you need to reevaluate what you're doing. You need to reword your posts. You need to take new photos. You need to do something to that effect, because you should be getting some pretty good traction within a week. And also keep in mind, this time frame is for busier areas. If you live out in the middle of nowhere, it's probably going to take you a little bit longer. You may need to drive into the city to deliver this product, or even showcase it to potential customers in larger cities. I hope this has been a great reveal for you on how to properly sell furniture. Again, we're going to create an actual business. We're going to sell actual products to our customers from retailers. We're not going on the side of the road and looking for used furniture and sewing it up and flipping it. That takes too much time for me. The way we scale to $10,000 a month is by flipping products quickly. You don't get that by spending 5 days a week sewing up furniture and all that good stuff. I focus on cleaning the stains. If product is heavily damaged, then I simply just discount it and get it out my way, and I make all my revenue on the products that are worth more money anyways. Now, in the 6-figure couch flipper, not only are we going to go more in depth with how I do my bids, how I clean the furniture, how I sell the furniture, and my actual listings and my actual postings I use to gain a lot of 5-star reviews and obviously a lot of sales. But we're going to go to the next level. I'm going to teach you how to actually build your store. Not only that, but I'm going to show you the next level after flipping used furniture, which is brand new furniture. That way we don't worry about cleaning up anything. We don't worry about damages. We're just getting out a great product to our customers. Guys, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Let me know if you have any questions that I haven't discussed here, and I'll do my best to help you out. Otherwise, I look forward to